we have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
If you listen to that statement over and over and over, you will realize that he's not just making a statement. He's prophesying to the world of what's coming. And ever since his presidency until today, you will see the New World Order is at full steam ahead and will not be stopped until the King comes back. I gave my life to Christ in October of 2001, 1 month after 9/11. And the following year, in 2002, around November, I had my first prophetic dream about the last days. In this dream, I was looking at a TV screen. And when I was looking at the TV screen, it came on and it was CNN Live. And while I was watching CNN Live, all of a sudden Bush came on there. And there was an angel behind me, and I said, "What is he announcing?" And the angel said, "He's announcing the coming of the New World Order." And I said, "When's it supposed to take place?" And he said, "From March to April." And at that time, I didn't understand what that dream meant. But ironically, a month later, after I had this dream, he came on CNN Live and announced they was moving the UN inspectors into Iraq. And we went to war with Iraq, and the war lasted from March to April. And if you look at what happened since 9/11 to now, you will see that the New World Order is moving heavily and it's moving fast. As we watched the Twin Towers get hit, we all cheered when we went into Afghanistan and dropped bombs on them. We all cheered. We had our American flags. But a lot of people started questioning when we said, "Let's go to Iraq." And people was like, "What did Iraq do?" And the sad, sorry thought is the real reason we went to war with Iraq wasn't over weapons of mass destruction. It was because Iraq dropped the dollar in oil sales. America's power is surrounded by the fiat dollar attached to oil. And when they dropped the dollar, 2 years later, we went to war with Iraq. And ever since 9/11, we have dropped bomb after bomb after bomb on other countries, and it was planned since the beginning.
No, he says there's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq. We got a good military and we can take down governments. And by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, he reached over on his desk and picked up a piece of paper. He said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran."
I got a lot of flack for this, but I'm just telling you what the Holy Spirit spoke to me. In 2003, he called me to a fast. And when he did, I said, "What do you want me to read?" He said, Revelation 6. And as I read the first seal, the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said the first seal is America, going out conquering and to conquer. And I'm not going to get into debates over doctrines of this and that. I'm just telling you what the Holy Spirit spoke to me. And it's reigned true ever since 9/11. We have went out conquering and to conquer and to conquer.
I want Americans and all the world to know American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations.
When we elected Barack Obama, we thought change had come.
It's been a long time coming, but tonight, because of what we did on this day, in this election, at this defining moment, change has come to America.
As soon as Barack Obama got into office, one of the first things we saw him do was mock the Bible and declare America as whore Babylon.
And even if we did have only Christians in our midst, if we expelled every non-Christian from the United States of America, whose Christianity would we teach in the schools? Would it be James Dobson's or Al Sharps's? Wherever we once were, we are no longer a Christian nation.
During the first 4 years of his presidency, we saw him activate FEMA camps. We saw him sign the NDAA into law, Expatriation Act, executive order after executive order after executive order.
You may have come to the realization that, hey, as long as I'm an American citizen, I've got my Bill of Rights, right? Well, what if they could strip you of your citizenship?
All right, folks, there's a lot going on right now. Decisions being made that are unprecedented and will have an overreaching impact on what it means to live in the United States of America. Just down the street from our studios, in the U.S. Capitol, your elected officials, both the Senate and the House of Representatives, have just overwhelmingly passed the National Defense Authorization Act.
If you thought the NDAA was bad, National Defense Authorization Act of last week was bad, if you thought that that was hardcore, the secret arrest of Americans, the end of posse comitatus, military on the streets, the whole world a battlefield. And what am I talking about? Well, there it is on screen right there. Exclusive government activating FEMA camps across America.
On all sides by fence topped by barbed wire. It also has these electronically operated turnstiles.
While we thought we were through with wars with countries for no reason under Bush, Obama continues our reign, dropping bombs on Yemen, Pakistan, and even invading Libya for the same reason that Bush invaded Iraq, over the fiat dollar, the petrodollar.
Gaddafi didn't give up. In the months leading up to the military intervention, he called on African and Muslim nations to join together to create this new currency that would rival the dollar and euro. They would sell oil and other resources around the world only for gold dinars.
More than 110 Tomahawk missiles launched from mostly U.S. ships and submarines pounded Libyan surface-to-air missile sites, aiming at more than 20 targets around Tripoli.
After America went after and attacked Libya and conquered Libya, Obama then started sending our aircraft carriers and our army and military out to Iran. We are now waiting orders to go after Iran and Syria. There's a more updated version of this, but I can't find it at the moment. But gas prices when he got in office were around $1.85. Now they're $3.39. The federal debt was $10.6 trillion. Now it's $16.2 trillion. It's still over 46 million people on food stamps. Global competitiveness, this says 5, now is up to 7th place. Change has come to America. What are the next 4 years going to bring?
And the Ohio vote so very close, but these things would appear to have made the difference for the president tonight. This is the scene of the president's victory rally in Chicago, and our Nancy Cordes is there tonight. Nancy.
Fox News Alert, more on our breaking news out of the Pentagon as it confirms that Iran fired on an unarmed U.S. drone back on November 1st. The unmanned Predator drone was apparently conducting routine surveillance.
Barack Obama has imposed new sanctions against Iran. And this comes as the Pentagon has revealed that Iranian warplanes tried to shoot down a U.S. drone flying near Iran's border last week. RT's Gayanet Chikan has more.
All right, back to larger foreign policy issues now, because Iran is starting to flex even more military muscle. State TV has announced massive air drills that will start this weekend. The war games are set to cover nearly all of eastern Iran and will show off the country's arsenal of jet fighters, drones, and air defense systems.
This article talks about hours after Obama was reelected. It says the United States backed a UN's committee call on Wednesday to renew the debate over the International Gun Treaty Law. That was rejected around July. Fox News comes out with this 1 month until they regulate the internet. Obama's reelection triggers massive layoffs across America. Look at this. Hours after Obama wins re-election, he bombs Yemen. To conclude this, what's going to happen in the next 4 years, I don't know. But I have a video on Obama. It's called The Leopard of Daniel in Revelation. And I just asked the question, is the leopard Obama? And also, I have a video that's 30 minutes long that goes in way deeper detail than this video about 9/11 false flag, Bush, Obama, everything. I've also had visions, and one of them is Iron Fist and Martial Law. It's about Obama, and I hope it doesn't come true. I had a dream about the United States and anarchy. It was a pretty wild dream. Nothing was the same anymore. I had this dream back in 2003, and basically at the end of this dream, it said the Antichrist is here and he is coming. I'm not saying Obama's the Antichrist, but I'm saying in this dream that I had, it said he's here and he is coming. And to end this with the New World Order with Bush and Obama, if you look at these stats of what just these two men alone have done, it's staggering. Unemployment was 7.7, now it's 13.1 million. Gas prices was $1.82, now it's $3.39. The federal debt, 7.6 trillion, now it's 16.2. It's just pitiful. Global competitiveness, we were #1, and like I said, this is outdated. Now we're #7. What will the next 4 years bring? I don't know, but it does not look good for America and the world.